everyone, Christy McCammon here, getting ready to make a gravy. Well, you're probably wondering how in the world would a bright line eater eat gravy, because there's always a flour thickening agent to it. I'm going to be using arrowroot powder, and I'll talk about what that is in just a moment, but it is an acceptable form of thickener in the bright line eating program in small amounts on occasion. So with Thanksgiving coming up, I thought it'd be a great time to try out a gravy. It's a mushroom gravy. We have mushrooms, onions, so it's 2 cups of mushrooms, almost a whole onion, 2 tablespoons olive oil, 4 cloves of garlic, about a teaspoon of thyme, and then some salt and pepper and a little bit of rosemary, 2 to 3 tablespoons of arrowroot powder, and 2 cups of broth. You can use chicken broth, vegetable broth, beef broth, half water, but it's about 2 cups that you'll need for this mushroom gravy. Now I'll tell you what arrowroot powder is. Rather than trying to memorize the definition and fumbling all the words, I'm just gonna read it to you. Arrowroot powder is a white flavorless powder used to thicken sauces, soups, and other foods. It's a grain-free powder, and it's made up of starches extracted from various tropical plants, roots like tuber plants, different root plants, such as the arrowroot plant and the cassava plant. The first thing I'm going to do is saute the mushrooms and onions until the onions are translucent and the mushrooms are soft in 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So now that it's nice and caramelized and the moisture's out, I can add salt, pepper, thyme, rosemary, and the garlic. Don't want to add the garlic too soon or it'll burn. And we'll add these spices, and then I'll just stir that up, and then I'll show you how to thicken it up and create the gravy. Now we're going to add the arrowroot powder. You could just sprinkle it on top and then whisk it up with the broth. Sometimes that leaves clumps, and I kind of like to mix it with the broth first in hopes to not have clumps. So I just pour in a little bit of broth, and then I just stir it up. And that just dissolves it enough so when it hits the pan, it just starts to thicken and it won't make clumps. So I'm going to get ready to add that. This has turned out really incredible. It's super glossy, super thick, and amazing. It smells incredible. So you have 2 choices at this point. You can leave it chunky with the mushrooms and onions somewhat whole, or chopped should I say, or you could use a handheld immersion blender or a blender to get it one consistency. So it'd be like a traditional gravy. I'm gonna leave mine this way. Both would be an incredible addition to your Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas dinner, where everyone else is having gravy that we're not going to have, but we can have this. My husband just got home, did the taste test, told me it was definitely a winner, and he'd love to have it with our Thanksgiving dinner. So definitely a keeper. So I encourage you to try it out, and I hope you love it too. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you liked it, hit the like button. Also, I'd love if you subscribe to the channel. I will be sharing more recipes, sharing more of my journey, my story, and lots of things to follow. So thank you so much.